All right, shalom, shalom. Giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father above and the last one, God, Kudash, which is the Holy Hebrew tongue, by saying, Kau halalayim like Hawa Alahai Nawa Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, by Shem Ha Rakah Kudash, my mouth. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. I want to give another double honor to my elder, Herwan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp of Yasha Allah as well. Peace and blessings to all the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of this earth. As you know it, all right, this is the third day of the ports being on strike. All right, many people are quitting their jobs, walking out, due to this video I'm getting ready to play. He's going to elaborate as to the reasons why this is going on and what this could mean for the near future. So nevertheless, let's have it.
The dock worker strike. It's entering its third day, could cost the economy billions of dollars. Wages are a big part of it. But by the way, it's not really about wages. It's about something else. There's an even bigger issue than wages.
Oh, really?
I'm going to do my little by the way walk over here. So the issue here is wages, but really it's another word, an A word, a dreaded word, a hated word, a feared word for all kinds of workers. I'm talking about automation. Big advances in robotics, big advances in artificial intelligence. It's innovation to some people, but others like dock workers call it a job killer. And for good reason, you would say. Back in June, the dock workers union said it found a gate, or became aware of at least, in Mobile, Alabama, that was able to check in trucks to the port there without any union workers or people of any kind involved whatsoever. That would be a violation of the existing contract. And so now, they're not just asking for no more auto gates. They're asking for a ban on anything that is automated at the ports. No automated cranes, no automated gates, no automated container movements, nothing. No exceptions, no wiggle room. And they may get it, but here's the thing. That, too, could cost jobs because the shippers could just start using more efficient ports in Mexico and Canada. And so the question becomes, who's right? There's this march to automation. It feels inevitable, but we don't live in the long term. It might help things in the long term, but right now, we've got a choice to make. Do we deal with the pain of this automation process, or do we root for the longshoremen who are fighting like hell to push it off? Who's going to figure it out for us, Adriana?
This is an age-old question, Tony, and we have someone very young here to help us break it all down.
Hey. Hello.
John Samuel, you're managing director with the consulting firm Alex Partners, and you're also a consumer industry expert. So which is it? Because automation has been with us, since you said yesterday.
Famously, textile workers in Massachusetts in the 17 or 1800s were rioting over the new machines that were going to put the weavers out of business.
Yes. Yeah. And then also, of course, ATMs famously thought that was going to be, a job killer, but instead they created lots of jobs in the retail banking industry. So give us a little bit of your perspective. What's really at stake here?
So we're really at a moment here where we're talking about the future of work and what that looks like in America and around the world.
Yes.
And so how do we combine the natural evolutions of technology with the right to human decency and human work? And so we're seeing that play out with the labor strike negotiations here with the longshoremen on the East Coast.
So is automation going to create new jobs? I was looking at the numbers on the West Coast, which also has a longshoremen's union. They've had open automation for years now, and at least since 2020, they've had an increase in the number of union workers. So jobs were created somehow. I mean, that's a case that the shippers would make. Is there truth to that?
There is truth to that. So there will be new jobs. There will be retraining of different jobs. So maybe the jobs that were there before won't be the exact same, as the automation will take some of those. But things like semi-automation, where humans and robots are working side by side, those things are going to continue to evolve. We're seeing this play out on a global scale. Ports in Western Europe, in Asia, and as you had mentioned on the West Coast, all have had this modernization of technology. And right now, there's the debate on the East Coast on how far that should go.
It'll be interesting to look at how many jobs were created in those cases versus lost. But let's talk, let's talk about things that I know all of you guys at home are thinking about, which is, do we need to start stocking up on items, especially those perishable items, groceries, the bananas that are sitting in the crates?
I tell you what, these guys right here aren't worried about bananas. They're worried about whether these cameras are going to be robotic in 5 years. I mean, people at home, I'm worried that this is going to be an AI-generated news anchor in 5 years, and that all these scripts are written by writers and reporting. I mean, it'll be all automation threatens literally every sector of the economy. No one is safe.
This has wide-ranging impacts. And really, this is the future of work, the second phase. The first was the writer's strike in Hollywood that played out over a period of time. And now you're seeing, contract that the union workers on the East Coast are saying, we need airtight language for this, for anything automation or semi-automation, because we can negotiate wages, but if we're getting 10 to 20% less hours of work, then they're offsetting and there's no real increase.
You know what they should maybe do when the robotics arrive on the shipping containers? Maybe just
lose them.
Maybe I don't know where's the container? I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? It's not here. It's not on the invoice. I don't know.
What was that splash sound?
Oops.
John Samuel, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
It's important stuff. We're joking, but it really matters. We appreciate your insights.
Thank you.
So basically, based off everything that was just said in this previous video, going into the fourth industrial revolution, pretty much this world is trying to have everything running off AI technology. All right, basing everything off automation. All right, like he said, the over there on the West Coast, Asia and Europe, a lot of these places have already, have agreed to having automation. All right, basically, well, these robots and AI technologies, they putting humans out of work. So that's why he said it's not really good for the economy, because how are they supposed to get paid? You know what I'm saying? But we know that according to the scriptures, that all of this is prophetic, because this is the end and the downfall of Esau, Edom, his kingdom. All right. He know that he have but a short time, so he's getting ready to come down with great wrath upon this place. With trying to get our people to conform to his agenda. He's trying to roll out this New World Order agenda. All right. But, the Lord is going to put a stop to the end of all of this. All right. Because ultimately, this is going to lead up to the MOTB. All right. In these scriptures, Revelation 13 and 16, that our people are going to have to get to work. All right. But let's do this. I just typed in automation at the port. Before I clicked that, it was another video talking about the president, the kings of the earth.
So shipping containers already piling up at sea as the dock workers strike enters its third day. And as concerns grow over the state of the economy, manufacturers are calling on Biden or Congress to take action. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise joins us now. Is Congress going to step in here? It looks like the president has made it very clear he's standing with the workers right now.
Yeah, right now under the law, Lawrence, going to be with you, Taft-Hartley allows the president to intervene and break it. The president said, we're just going to let it go on and wreck the economy. We're losing over $5 billion a day, and costs are going to start going up even higher on families who are already struggling under the Biden-Harris inflation economy. Food on the shelves is going to become more scarce. If you look at Congress, in the House, we're surely not going to support some kind of deal that says no automation. Imagine that. They want to go back to the Flintstones. I would bet you they've got more technology and automation in their homes, in their refrigerator, in their smart TV than they want to have on a dock when we're competing globally. We're not just competing one city against another. You've got ports all around the world that are heavily automated, and they still have humans, by the way, who actually run the devices. These automated devices aren't running themselves, but they're already making, with overtime, over $200,000 a year in some cases. And they want to shut the economy down to get more. At some point, who pays for this? And this will add even more to inflation. There are a lot of families making $50,000 a year that are saying, please stop adding to the costs. And Biden and Harris won't do anything because they want to see those prices keep going up.
What tools do y'all have? The president looks like he's going to stay out of it. He's not going to use an act. But what can you guys do to make sure this doesn't get crazy?
Yeah, and look, again, if the House and Senate had some kind of close symmetry on how to resolve it, that would be one thing. There is none. Can you imagine us in a room with Chuck Schumer and he's siding with them saying, ban automation? This isn't the 1950s. We're in 2024. We have a lot of technology that could be implemented to actually make us more efficient. Wouldn't be less jobs. It would just be more efficient jobs. And they want to block that. We're not going to support that kind of backward thinking.
Mr. Leader, I've been watching what's happening in Israel, and it looks like their prime minister is going on the offense. He's taking out not just their enemies, but he's taking out our enemies as well. He's also going out there to get his hostages. The next step is Iran. What do we do there? The president was asked about what Israel should do. This is what he had to say. Watch.
Would you support an attack on Iran's nuclear sites by Israel?
The answer is no. I think there's things we'll be discussing with the Israelis what they're going to do, but all 7 of us agree that they have a right to respond, but they should respond in proportion.
So, Mr. Leader, those nuclear sites aren't just a threat to Israel, but a threat to us. So why is the president being so cavalier and saying no?
Yeah, this has been a problem under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris since the day they took office. They reversed all the sanctions that President Trump took in place that were crippling Iran's economy to go and support terrorism around the world. Iran's made about $100 billion, Lawrence, selling their oil on world markets since Joe Biden took off those Trump sanctions that were working to cripple Iran's economy. So now Iran's making all this money. They're funding terrorism. Hamas, October 7th, came out of that. You know, the Houthis that are attacking our troops. And Biden just sits back and does nothing. Kamala does nothing. Let them defend themselves. Israel has a right to self-defense, whatever it is, including nuclear sites.
We're looking at these last pictures of Beirut right now, where an explosion has happened as well. Mr. Speaker, before I let you go, I just got to ask you, who's running the country? We see Joe Biden on the beach. He comes to the White House whenever he wants to. Kamala Harris is on the campaign trail. The cabinet members are just on the Sunday shows as allies of Kamala Harris. You're in leadership of our government, but who's running the country right now?
Yeah, it's a really scary thought. You know, when you look at some of the bills we passed bills to secure the southern border. Joe Biden came out, said he's against it. Kamala Harris said she's against it. We have bills to produce our own American energy so we don't need to give Iran and Russia billions of dollars a month. President Biden and Kamala Harris oppose that. So, you know, you see a clear divide. The country's going to speak really loudly on this. And I think J.D. Vance said it best at the debate the other night. You know, Kamala Harris talks about what she'd do on the first day. Kamala Harris's first day was 1,400 days ago. And look at the results. The world's on fire. Americans can't drive to go to the grocery store, let alone put food on the table.
Mr. Leader, thank you so much for giving us some
Lawrence, great being with you.
So as we know it, these folks definitely don't have everything under control. And this is why. This is Revelations. All right. Chapter 17, verse 17. Says, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai shall be fulfilled. All right, this beast representing the system. All right, stemming all the way back from the Roman Empire, which America got its power from. All right, and they're carrying out the same agenda as Rome, and that's why America's going to go down just like Rome. All right. So, you know, when we see the downfall of this economy, the downfall of this place, our people are, you know, these are the birth pains. All right. These are the birth pains of Jacob's trouble. You know, well, our people are entering into a time like no other, man. You know, it's going to get real bad out here real soon. You know, our people not going to, you know, we see the port getting shut down, so that leads to shortages, hyperinflation, famines, you know, things of that nature. So it's going to boil down to America having to carry out the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right, which is ultimately leading to his own destruction so that he could rebuild his kingdom, all right, in a righteous authority, all right, because America, he's taking this place down, all right, so Yahweh desires this video serve his purpose till next time. I say shalom.